Hey, people, listen. If you're at home,
Balance out the highs with the. Balance out the highs with the. Balance out the highs with the. Check me out. Low and behold, I'm tryna vibe with you. Watch me flow, I'm the time ticker. Slow your roll while your eyes flicker. Control with my mind, nigga. Diamond shine, so I'm about mine, nigga. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, I think so we're kind of living in a society where it's like 9 to 5s, where people almost feel a sense of, purpose with the work that they do or the amount of money that they make. And so that gives them like a sense of identity. So with music, that like gave me a whole new purpose, I suppose. In that like I can actually do what I love to do without feeling like, oh, it's a chore, without feeling like, oh, somebody is better than me, or you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's always people that are gonna make more money than you, but the thing that you can control is the work ethic that you put in. And so music is basically a outlet for me to express myself in my fullest way possible. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can do this and this and that. I do what I want, and then hopefully, attract the people that I want to in my life to come in. So
Okay.
sense of identity and a sense of purpose. Honestly, I think it was just like trying to find something, right? A void of some sort that I had that couldn't be filled with other stuff. Like I've lived, I feel like I lived like 1,000 lifetimes already. Like, I went to school, I graduated college, I got a job in my field, none of those gave me the sense of like, okay, I'm doing this. I always like felt like I was doing something for somebody else. And so music is my way of like, okay, this is me. You feel what I'm saying? With no holds barred, just that's it. So I think it's a lot. I mean, let's start from just go all the way back from the jump. Lil Wayne, huge influence. That was like the first time, the Hot Boys, 99 came out. I was like, dang, that's the first person I was like, oh, somebody like that looks kind of like me, like is doing this. Okay, maybe I can start messing around with that. So then fast forward a few years, my older brother kind of got into it, the music thing, stepped in and started doing it with his friends, and I was like, dang, wrote some of my first songs like 16. So I mean, they're obviously a huge influence. Then you fast forward again, that's when I really like started jumping into music, like as far as like the things that they're saying is lining up with my lifestyle now. Like certain things. So when you're a kid, you just like the way people sound, you like their swagger, you like their style, that's always gonna be an aspect of music. But when it gets deeper to their meaning of what they're doing, that's when it started to shift. As far as I'm like, oh dang, and that's what the Joey Badasses, that's what Chance the Rapper, that's what Kendrick Lamar, these are all people that just at that time, like let's say like 2010 to like, let's say I forget, like Kid Cudi. That's when I started experimenting with marijuana now, medical marijuana now, but at the time, it's a forbidden fruit, like, smoking weed when we were young, like it was not a thing to do. So Kid Cudi kind of like allowed me to see like, other people are going through this, like that loner side. So started Kid Cudi then. And then I graduated high school in 2011. Then boom, I got introduced to Joey Badass. That's when really like, I'm like the lyrical aspect of it is like, whoa, like people are talking about, it's not only like related to what you're talking about, but there's double entendres, there's flow switches, there's all type of like stuff that I didn't really think about when I'm listening to Wayne. It's just bars, right? Bars are cool, like, yeah, but when there's meaning behind the things and it's empowering, and it's like, especially when you're a young kid, that's what really did it for me. And I was like, and I'm not condoning this at home, kids. I'm not condoning doing drugs. Relax. But I had an experimental time in my life where I started getting into psychedelics and doing stuff like that. It kind of opened my mind. Not that you need that in order to do it, but it was a way for me that, boom, I'm starting to look at the world differently. I'm starting to see this. And so when I run into those people, like I said, Joey Badass and Chance the Rapper, it's like, that really brought it home for me. It made me realize like, I don't have to do it in just the swaggy, like people like my voice. No, I can talk about something crazy, have other people relate to it. And that's what is like the empowering thing. And so once I tapped into that, oh man, it was off to the races, bro. It was gone after that. by the end of this year is kind of, I hope that you can do that, but you know, these things take time. So I dropped a couple singles on a project that I've been working on for about a year. I'll name drop it right now. It's called Peaks and Valleys is the title of it. And you know, it's just expressing about the fact that, you know, there's ups and downs, the woes and the highs and lows of life, you know. And so that project has got about 7 songs on it. Right now I have them all complete. Now I just have to, you know, get the things in order. So there's already 2 singles that are out right now. Time Ticker, that's out on all platforms. Intrusive Thoughts with my boy Caleb Ganson. Big ups to him. Those are both the tracks on the project.
Okay.
And then I got one more single that I'm gonna release, and then I'll release the whole thing as a EP. Yeah, I think right away, honestly, like, so I started, like I told you that story about my brother going into it. So I wrote my first song when I was like 16, right? So, you know, that was double lifetime ago, literally, quite literally. Half the age that I am now. So I was writing songs, and I was like, you know, kind of experimenting with, like, I think they were using like Ableton at the time, or I don't even remember. It was like, you know, they're using some. So I was experimenting with that, but then I kind of went more into my studies. My parents, the people around me were, you know, not that they were like shitting on me, my bad, I don't for cursing or anything, but not that they were shitting on me, but they wanted the best for me in the fact that they didn't see music as a way for a sustainable lifestyle, right? They didn't see anything actually coming from it. So I more focused on school. I was a hooper too. I love to play ball. So, you know, those are the things that I was more focused on. So then when I went to college is when, you know, I'm freestyling at parties. You know, I'm moving around, like, people like, yo, like, you got something here, bro. Like, you know, but people started validating me in that way. And then so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can, you know, do this. And like I said, I was in that experimental aspect of my life. And so, you know, school wasn't going the best. Like, now I'm not getting as much playing time as I want to because I was playing college ball at the time. I wasn't getting those playing time, so I'm like, is that even worth it? So I'm like looking around, and music was like the thing that was consistent at that time. So I'm, boom, writing. Met up with some people like out there called the Morris Collective. I went to school at U of M Morris. So the Morris Collective was formed through just our group of friends. Like, we blown every day, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Working, like, just freestyling and making songs. And we actually have a tape right now that's out on SoundCloud. I even forgot about it. It's called so our TMC was our name, the Morris Collective. Inspired by this like Turtle Mountain Cafe, which is a place on campus that we would go to. That was like a nice little, like, you know, cafe area. And then then we came out with the Morris compilation, TMC. So you can find that on SoundCloud if y'all can tune in and, you know, check out that stuff. But yeah, I used to go by a different name then. But that's when I was really like so I was like, okay, I can take music to the next level because people were validating me, and, you know, I was coming to my own. I was becoming a man in that, not in literally, it's becoming a man, but also in the art form. So
as a musician, yeah.
So then, I don't know. Then I fast forward. I took a break. You know, I went back to school, finished, took a break from that, and then, like I said, I was working that job that I was doing, which was a great job. You know, I don't ever gonna knock somebody I'm never knock nobody hustle, bro. If that's what you do, if it can provide for your family, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, you do what you can to do to survive. So I did that, but I didn't feel a sense of like value. Didn't feel like my value was being set in place. And you know, I did some things and kind of put myself where I had music was my only choice at this time. I can't go back to the job that I was doing right at this time because of some things that happened. I can explain later, you know what I mean? But yeah, bro, so at that point, it was like really the year after COVID, I say, maybe, or 2022 is like when I jumped back into music. I started actually being intentional with my pen, talking about things that I've gone through. But I still have like all the things that I've collected throughout the years, you know, the style, the wordplay and all that stuff. And everything started to come together, and I found a group of people that had the same like-minded, like, effort into this. And so I tapped in with them. F3, Forever Free Family. You guys are familiar with Demo. Check out all their stuff, man. They got, they got an eclectic sound. They got so many, every avenue, everything, every lane of hip hop, you can really find in that group. And so they had that whole aspect down. So I'm looking at it like, yo, there's another movement, like people that's doing this, like I gotta tap in. And so that's when, I started realizing like music is an investment too, not just doing shows and not just, but putting your bread into your future. And that's exactly what we're starting to do. And now we're starting to see the fruits of the labor, you know what I mean? Finally, bro. And, it's a blessing. I'm a believer of Jesus Christ. And like he's moving this, he's pushing this. But it's because of the intentionality that I had. It's because of the things that I've gone through. It's because of this. So now I'm excited to see, how deep it goes for real. Yeah, I mean, that's my family, bro. He's like, he's talking about Johnny Sudan, bro. That man is literally so talented, and he loves this thing. He's passionate about it, and he's humble. Like, like the confidence that we have, like it can oftentimes seem like arrogance. It's because we've been down for so long, but he can back up the confidence that he has with his talent and his work ethic, bro. And that dude, he's going places. As long as he stays on the truth, on the path, he will be that. He's a star, you know what I mean? And so, bro, that's him. You saying that, man, that's giving me chills in my.
Wait, he didn't tell you that?
He never outright expressed it to me. But we're family though.
He should have said that. He should have said that. But okay, yeah, go ahead.
We're family, so it's like, and I'm not no like gangbang or nothing. But come on, bro. We men at the end of the day. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna jock somebody and be like, yeah. Like I'm gonna be like, big ups, Yeah, like, I'm fucking with your shit, bro.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So he said that stuff, but he never said like, yo, you inspired me to this. Okay. Absolutely. So I mentioned Caleb Gamson earlier. Huge collaboration we've done. We got a bunch of songs in the vault right now, but we're probably gonna come out with some things in the future. Be on the lookout for that. That's a big primary thing. There's another artist named IQ. Y'all can look him up on all platforms. We have a collab tape that we've been working on for the last year. Same thing. It's about to come up. And I've recently been working with bro, Two-Pick, TWO, Pick, P-I-C-K. Yup. He is another young cat, bro. Like, literally does everything, bro. Like, down to mixing and mastering, down to the video stuff, the content creation. And the man is a lyricist, bro. He's like, like I said, I'm not here to toot my own horn, no. But like I write every day, bro. That's the only dude that I'm like, I see notebooks, bro. And he's right. He's one of them fast rappers too, gang. He's not like, you know what I mean? He's like the Logics, like the Eminems, like Tech, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tech Nines. So every syllable he has, like I'll have one bar, right? One bar to him, it's like 4 to mine. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And so, and he's doing this, bro. He's notebooks on notebooks on notebooks on notebooks. So it's like everybody that we're working with right now, bro, we are just so passionate about what we do. And so those are the people that I tend to gravitate towards, Like, of course, there's going to be varying talents of all sorts. That's always going to happen. But that work ethic is what I focus on, bro. If I see you, if you're just as passionate about this as me, we going to work on something, bro. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how, whatever status, that doesn't matter to me, bro. Because at the end of the day, hard work gets rewarded. That's the language of the universe. That's how God made it happen. You know what I'm saying? He always pays for the hard work, And so those are the people that I collab with. So you can expect that. Caleb Gamson, IQ, Two-Pick, Notorious Knives. And these are all collab tapes, bro. Not let alone songs. I'm doing songs with plenty of them. So just be on the lookout, bro.
Gotta go off.
Be on the lookout, bro.
Be on the lookout.
One artist, that's a tough ass question. I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's so many things coming to mind, but it has to be like a paying homage too, right? Dude, and it's like a collab, like basically a dream collab. Yeah. You saying? somebody I could perform on stage with.
Yep. Everything.
Woo. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna have to go back to the roots, bro, because, yeah, I know it's gonna not controversial. It's just there's so many things to pick from, but I'll just say, bro, it has to be Lil Wayne, bro.
Lil Wayne.
It has to be Lil Wayne because he's the first person I was like, I could do that one day. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had that since I was legit, since I was literally 10 years old, 6 years old, bro.
Yeah.
I was a little kid, so that would have to be it, bro.
Lil Wayne.
And that's no shade to anybody else.
Of course.
Obviously, like I think the biggest influence in my style and how I move, it would be Joey Badass, though. You feel me?
I can see that.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I can see that.
So it was a tough choice, but I gotta put Wayne up there.
Okay.
This is all subjective, right? Opinions are, it's personal. I don't think there's any like exact criteria that will say like, oh, boom, 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 unless we're saying like it's not science, bro.
Yeah.
It's art. So there's a lot of different nuances of things that. So, but me personally, I'm a lyricist. I like wordplay. I like delivery. I like flow. So my top 5 of all time, I gotta go. I gotta go, and this is not in any order, just top 5, right?
Yep.
I got the 3 that I mentioned earlier: Joey Badass, Kendrick Lamar, Chance the Rapper. That's a controversial one. Ab Soul.
People forget about him.
He's the most slept on rapper, I think, still to this day. And then, lastly, bro, this is a toss-up too. Can I give you like a? No, this is top 5.
Your preference.
Man, the last one's tough, bro. I want to give it to Mac Miller. I do want to give it to Mac Miller because he was a huge influence, and I really respect the things that he did. But I can't give it up to Nas. Is a huge one. Nas, bro. I gotta put Nas up there. So if you notice, Biggie and Tupac not up there. Biggie for me is a better MC.
Like delivery wise, or like wordplay, or what
delivery and wordplay. I think he's better than Tupac. Okay. Tupac, I think, is a better storyteller. And he has the passion for it. He can move crowds with just his emotion. Yeah,
people say personality and charisma is what Pac really has.
It's huge, and that's the thing. He made it cool to be that way too.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
He did. And you see his influences through other rappers too. Tupac's influence of charisma, character, telling the stories like you said.
And let's not forget like activism, bro. Like being able to caring about black people and their plight and how we can get ourselves out of that. That's huge.
Amen.
Right? So there's no disrespect to them, but the top, you said my top, right?
Your preference.
You know what I'm saying? It's preference. And so I didn't listen to a lot of them once I became a man. I really wasn't listening to them. My older brother was listening to the Pac and Biggie, and their flows are raw. Like they paved the way. They were the biggest artists at the time. They made hip hop global, so they got to pay homage to them. But it's just who are my favorites, and that's the way I broke it down.
Now that gave me another question.
Yeah.
Since you are a lyricist and you listen to other lyricists, if you could pick 3 lyricists that your potential new audience might not have heard of, because I'm sure your core audience knows, but your new potential audience might, hear about or might like, who would you pick for your top 3 lyricists that they should try to listen to?
If they haven't before?
Yeah, if they haven't before. It's just anybody that's maybe obscure, somebody who's really talented, but, is kind of like dimmed out a little bit for some reason, or they don't want to even like be in the spotlight like that.
Type, okay. So I can think of, obviously we talked about Ab Soul. Right?
Yeah, like underrated,
underrated. 100% Ab Soul. If you haven't heard him, you haven't listened to him, go check him out. Control System is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life. So that. Another one, West Side Boogie, bro. West Side Boogie is so raw to me, bro. Like his wordplay, his storytelling, and he's got humor within his style. I love it, bro. So that's another one that y'all should just go and peep, see what bros are talking about. And then lastly, that's a tough one, bro. That's a great question, by the way. The last one's kind of tough, bro, because if they haven't listened to, because we know Chance the Rapper now, as far as like he's singing and he's talking about cool, like, you know what I mean, like
experimental stuff. Yeah.
Experimental activism. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he was like was in a happy relationship, and so he was like, you know, had kids and stuff, and so they know that Chance rapper. But if you go back to like 10 Day, like even before Acid Rap, bro, Acid Rap was his best line of work to me, best culmination of experiences and where he was at as an artist. That was the best. But 10 Day, he speaks a lot of just raw emotion, how he got through a sticky situation and how he came out of that. And he's just the pen game was just strong to me, bro. And big respect to Jay-Z and everything that he does. He is inspirationally as a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as longevity and keeping relevance in the game the way that he does, nobody does that any better than he has. You know, so far nobody has done that. And so kudos to the way that he got up and how he's been moving around the way he does. To me though, the topics that he talks about and the flow delivery have never really hit me like that. You know what I mean? It's like, and not to say like I'm just some guy to like, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, I'm talking about Jay-Z here. I couldn't touch him as far as like.
No, it's preference. Like you said, it's preference. Yeah.
It's just that the fact that it never really hit me like that.
Yeah. And that's you. That's you. Other people like it. Yeah. Okay.
For sure. So the song that I have, you know, I picked out today was called Time Ticker. You can see it on all platforms. And that song was made basically talking about the subjectivity of time, the relativity of time, right? It's like, okay, I can wait on the microwave, put a minute 30 and sit there and wait. It's that minute and 30 is gonna be longer than if I went and did something and came back. You feel me? Like that's what I'm trying to explain in that aspect. Relativity of time. Like it's different in one aspect than it is the other. So it speaks of like the subjectivity, but I'm just empowering oneself in that aspect. Like, yo, these are the things that you can control. You can control the time and the effort that you put into something. Those are the only things. You can't control the outcome. You can't control the others. That's what I'm trying to convey, and the fact that I'm gonna put my time and effort into this music. Like, watch me do this. You feel me? So that's a little bit of background. The lyrics that we have now say the sky's the limit, right? That's a wordplay. Let's just stop there. Wordplay. And I got this from Joey Badass. I'm not gonna lie. Joey Badass in capital C's. The sky's the limit. When you hear that, you say, okay, the sky's the limit. Of course, Lil Wayne song, the sky's the limit. But you disguise it. The sky's the limit. I'm showing you like, this might be the limit, but it's not really the limit. So I'm disguising it. You know what I'm saying? So they say the sky's the limit, but Ty don't listen. I redefine the image. Third eye gon' glisten. I swear my shine is different. It happened how I say, like Simon. In it, they vision bleach. Skin ain't deep, but I'm supplying pigment. Sliding with it. Safe to say I'm the nigga, right? Another way. Safe to say, sliding with it. Safe to say, come on, stop that. Anyway, I say, it's safe to say I'm the nigga. Folks, that's white. Don't hold your tongue now. The dark night from sun up to sundown. The dark night from sun up to sundown. I said it twice, cause I'm the one now. And y'all already know that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, let's bring it back to that sliding aspect, right? I'm sliding with it. Safe to say I'm the nigga. So like there's a lot of my core audience group that's Caucasian, bro. You know what I mean? Like they rock with me, but I say that, but it's an empowering aspect of me. Like I'm that nigga, right? But don't hold your tongue now. You know what I'm saying? Follow along with me, bro. I said, folks, that's white, like that. Folks, that's white, but folks, that's right. You know? Don't hold your tongue now. The dark night from sun up to sundown. That is like what do you call that? I'm poking at an alter ego, right? The dark night. I'm saying like I reference like I said my city like Gotham. I say that. You know what I'm saying? So the dark night, that just comes with it. And then I say from sun up to sundown because it's on the daily. That's who I am on the daily. But what happens when the sun goes down? It's dark and it's nighttime. So that's why, and I reiterated it, I said it again. You know what I'm saying? I say the dark night from sun up to sundown. The dark night from sun up to sundown. I said it twice because I'm the one now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta check out this song, bro. Because every line for me, like as a lyricist, a wordplay guy, every line connects to the last one. That's how I go. You know, I start from the boom, and everyone should connect, and everyone should have a double meaning if I'm doing what I'm doing right. You feel me? So we'll start from reach, I go farther, right? Okay. So reach, I go farther. I specifically say farther rather than further, right? Reach, I go farther. It's that time, nigga. So farther time. But I'm telling you, if you're reaching, I'm going farther than that, right? Another double entendre. Say, reach, I go farther. It's that time, nigga. Feast is in order. Guess, pizza's been ordered. Niggas really sweet, just like peaches and orange. So I'm talking about eating here. I'm talking about feasting. I'm talking about this rap stuff, you know? Say, niggas really sweet, just like peaches and orange. See how they sleep. They sleeping, they snoring. Living out their dreams like eagles. I'm soaring. You feel me? Like that line is, I mean, that's one of the more simpler lines, but it's like that's the one that hits with people because it's like they're sleeping on me, bro. They're really sleeping on me. Like regardless if they know or not, they gonna find out eventually. That's what I'm saying. While they're sleeping, I'm living out their dreams. The things that they want to be doing, I'm actually doing them. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that. I'm saying, yo.
And not only are you gonna achieve those dreams, but I hear that you're soaring. Like you're actually gonna go above and beyond and overachieve. Yeah. Exactly. I'm soaring.
The sky's the limit, but it's not, right? The sky is. I'm past these things, bro. I really talk my truth in what I say, bro. So if you haven't heard me before, and if you have heard me before, like, and you like my delivery, you like my style, you like my flow, that's cool. But pay attention to what I'm saying, because that's what I focus on. What am I saying, bro? What am I trying to do here? Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, without a doubt, it's Caleb Gamson, #1.
I thought so.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's just a natural aspect of it, bro. Like, we're really brothers before anything else. We've gone through peaks and valleys, you know, to name drop. We've gone through peaks and valleys, bro, even in the time that we've known each other. And since we've known each other, I feel like I haven't known this nigga before. Like, I haven't not known him. You feel what I'm saying? And so, like, the music just comes in so naturally. The things that we do and the work ethic that we have, bro, we have the same passion for it. But we're in such different lanes that we make this thing, bro. We're like what do you call that? We're like a tandem.
Yeah, basically a tandem. Yeah.
For sure. It's like, so I love working with him. And as far as like on the engineering side, bro, Demo is like, you know, I love working with him, bro. He's very good at what he does, quick, efficient, and he works with me just like the way that, you know what I mean, like how I am, bro. Like I have a scientific mind, but I love art. So it's like I almost merge the two together, and that's the way that engineers are. I feel like y'all just got that pat down. So that's, you know, those are some of my favorite people to work with, bro. And I'm an easygoing guy, man. It's like I said, you know, there's varying talents all over. But I work with people who are like-minded in the fact that the passion is there. So if you like the way that I sound, you like the way that I move, tap in with me, bro. You know, I'm very approachable. I'm very, you know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to work with just about anybody. You know what I mean? So,
Amen.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I'll shout out to all F3 Collective, bro. You got Demo, you got Exquisite, you got Jacob G, Caleb Gamson, my brother. You know. Malik Baxter, man, he's got some of the rawest stuff that I've, you know, listened to and just vibe with. Like, dude, I really rock with his song "Got It," bro. That's another shout out. I give him an extra shout out, but that's my guy too. Nixon, she's really raw. Dude, Odd Cole, I can't forget about Odd Cole. And we got some stuff coming up too with him. We got Biggie Belts. Our Belts Bears. Yeah, bro, we just have a huge collective of people, bro. And Notorious Knives again, Tupac, Nolly, let's say Nolan, O-Beats. Bro, these guys are all like, you know, Gilead, bro. These are local. You can find these guys, bro. You could go to the store tomorrow and pop in and see them. You know what I mean? And we're all passionate about our stuff, but we're humble. We're human at the end of the day. So it's like, these are people you'll see on an everyday basis. That's not commonplace, especially in small town spaces. You in Minnesota, come on, man. You feel me? So I urge you guys to just be open to, you know, seeing more of these like people and I don't know, approaching them the way that in an approachable way, I guess. You know what I mean? Like they're human at the end of the day, and these are my brothers, and they're really good at what they do, you know. So those are just a few names. I'm sure I'm missing some, but yeah. As far as businesses, let's not forget Giggly, the THC beverage. I'm sure they have some other stuff out, but check out Giggly, Gigli. Yeah, I mean, just be on the lookout. This is like one of the, you know, I've had, you know, my trials and tribulations, the things that I've been going through. So the music kind of get put on the back burner. Never in the fact that I'm always working, but you know what I mean, like in the fact of releasing and stuff like that. So just be on the lookout for drops and get ready for an array of sounds that from different artists that I'm working with, different moves that I'm making. So just be on the lookout, man. And I appreciate your time, bro. OR, you know, you're a real one for this, bro. You know what I mean? You need to get your ups up right now too, bro, because you really doing it. You really doing this. You know?
No, I appreciate it.
I know that's a rumor. They see me, they switch to the top. I see it as rumors. That's better than rumors. I see it as rumors. Seeing this bro make them seem like a tumor. They don't think they needed a tutor. I'm in my mode because I'm off in the rumors. I dive in the flow and they thinking it's scuba. Shout out to Demo. I found out the Chico. I'm going like the kilos. I got from Amigo. Shout out Rico. I'm about to get Rico. Taking off like a Migo. R.I.P. to my foes. Shout me, but I'm froze. Third degree, but they know. Take a seat on the throne. What you need for the low? I can't speak on the phone. Hit a beep on the tone. When you speak, watch your song. Watch it. Yeah. When you speak, watch your song. Yeah. I just be hearing them talking. I know that's a rumor. They see me, they switch up the top. I see it as human. Let's go. Rumors. They spreading them rumors. Let's go. Rumors. I see it as human. I just been hearing them talking. I know that's a rumor. They see me, they switch up the top. I see it as human. Rumors. They spreading them rumors. I see it as human. Rumors.